Ali, as you know, critics of the Obama administration have said that the release of your brother and other detained Americans should have been part of this deal. Were you disappointed that it wasn't part of a broader deal?
I mean, clearly, every day that goes by that my brother's not released, I'm disappointed. We've always said that Jason shouldn't be linked to any other external activities that he didn't have control over, and they should look at the case. But certainly would much prefer to be talking to him right now than even with you.
You were in Vienna about 10 days ago during the talks. I know you spoke with State Department officials. Did you get any answers on that trip, and were you actually able to speak to any Iranian officials?
We've tried to talk with the Iranians a bunch of times, and they haven't wanted to talk to me. On the U.S. side, I've got contacts at State. We're in close contact. Obviously, it was a very busy time, but I know that Jason and the other Americans continue to come up as they keep the discussions going. My hope is that with a deal being done, that those discussions don't end and that they escalate, and that people on both sides of the equation realize that these are important folks, that they need to be released, that Jason needs to get out. He's innocent and has been now locked up for almost a year. With just 3 days in court and 357 days in prison.
And your brother had his third trial date yesterday in Tehran. The timing, I mean, it certainly seems coincidental. Do you know when a verdict could be reached?
We're hopeful that the trial portion will end soon, hopefully within the next week or so. But we don't have another date scheduled, and we really have been very vocal, both within Iran as well as externally, saying that these delays are just completely inhumane. They're illegal by Iranian standards. They're illegal by international standards. This doesn't have anything to do with U.S. norms. It just has to do with their own laws, and they choose to continue to break them on a daily basis as they hold Jason.
And do you know how he's doing? I mean, what the conditions are that he's being held in?
What we know is that he's being held essentially in isolation, so he doesn't get a lot of human interaction. He is able to see his wife occasionally, and when my mother is in the country, she's able to speak with him and has had some meetings with him.
Do you see any signs of hope?
I think there is movement in the trial. It's slow, but at least it's happening. For 10 months, they did not allow Jason to have a lawyer. It was nearly 11 months before his trial started. So at least the fact that there is a little bit of movement there is hopeful. We know that he has a strong case. We know that the evidence against him is just non-existent, and that any fair reading, any fair view of the case would result in his acquittal and letting him come home. And I think that with the additional focus on Iran and our relations there, I hope they take this seriously and they let Jason come home soon.
Ali, I appreciate you talking to us, and I wish you and your family the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Anderson.